You may have noticed in your program that at the top of the program it says Music in Our Schools Month. March is always Music in Our Schools Month, and it's celebrated nationwide in a variety of different ways. Thought this might be a great time to do something I wanted to do for a long time. A while back, I heard a presentation by the director of bands at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. His name's Jack Stamp. He's also a composer. And I thought it was really cool and shared it with Mr. Nichols, and we thought this might be a great time to do this. So some of what I'm going to tell you now is partly his, and some of it's part of it's mine. So hope this makes sense to you, and you enjoy what you hear. A lot of these students, and we hear a lot of times how music is easy, and we're going to talk a little bit about how easy music is. I'm going to make some comparisons and do a little demonstration for you as well. First comparison we're going to make, we'll use sports and academics, both those comparisons. We'll start with sports. I love sports, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not important, because sports is very important in its own way. But let's make some comparisons for a little bit. We'll start with baseball. And we'll talk local. Albert Pujols. Last year, he led the Cardinals with a batting average of .327, which means 33% of the time, he was successful hitting the ball and got on base. Imagine if we played 33% of the right notes, or were successful at that. Okay, baseball is about numbers, so it's a pretty good comparison. Football is the same way. Football has built-in failures. And when you think about it, you have incomplete passes. You get to do it again. You get 3 tries. And if you're not successful, you get to punt. We don't get to punt. Of course, it's a little bit apples to oranges. We don't have people trying to stop us from playing. You have that in sports. So that's what, usually we don't have people trying to stop us. So, you know, a little bit of apples to oranges, but you guys get the idea. More importantly, let's talk a little bit about academics. Last week, I asked, at least the band students, I went through and asked them how many of them had honors classes or difficult classes, AB classes. Almost every student raised their hand. I asked them, how many of you would be happy with 95% grade in those classes? They all raised their hands. Yes, absolutely, that's a strong A. So we're going to do a little demonstration for you and talk about music and demonstrate to you what 95% sounds like in music. So the piece that we're going to demonstrate this on is our next piece, Salvation is Created. We're going to play just a small portion of it, and we'll first play it for you correctly so you know what it's supposed to sound like. Okay, that's what it's supposed to sound like. Now, before we go on, I'm going to talk just real quickly about our brains. Our left side of our brain is what deals with all the technical aspects. So when we're talking about music, we're talking about all the technical stuff, reading notes. It's like reading a foreign language. It's like reading a code. These guys are breaking this code and turning it from black and white to beautiful colors. They also have to deal with right buttons to push down, right notes to play. Are they too loud, too soft? Are they in tune, out of tune? All of those things are left side of the brain where they're processing all that information. So, thinking about that, now let's listen to 95% performance. Each student is playing at a 95% level, an A in most classes. That's an A. Okay. Let's take it one step further. Let's take it down to a 90% performance. So this is the same passage at 90%. 3.9 GPA.